6 months after Nancy Guthrie vanished from her Arizona home, federal officials say the FBI is still prepared to provide whatever support investigators need, even as the case remains unsolved and key questions linger. U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche addressed the investigation during a Sunday, August 16th appearance on Meet the Press, making clear that the FBI's role is to support local authorities rather than automatically take control of the case. "I think whether the FBI takes the lead, we are there to support, and President Donald Trump pledged it. FBI Director Kash Patel pledged it the resources, anything that investigation needs," Blanche, 52, said. "We're going to continue to do that." Blanche said that assistance extends beyond personnel. Federal investigators are also working with state and local law enforcement on forensic matters, as authorities continue trying to determine what happened to the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. "We are working as hard as we can with the state and local law enforcement in every area, and that means not only providing assistance with manpower, but any sort of forensic assistance." The Pima County Sheriff's Department has remained in charge of the investigation, with Sheriff Chris Nanos leading the local effort. Blanche emphasized that federal involvement does not necessarily mean taking the case away from the department. "Whether we come in with sharp elbows and take it over, that's not necessarily the right thing to do for her or for anybody, but making sure that it's done right and making sure that this investigation is being conducted the way that it should be is something that we're doing." Nancy was last seen at her Tucson area home on January 31st. Since then, investigators have publicly released doorbell camera footage showing a masked individual at her front door on the night she disappeared. The person in the footage was described as a male, roughly 5'9" to 5'10", with an average build. He was reportedly wearing gloves and carrying a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack backpack. Despite the attention surrounding that footage, authorities have not named a suspect. For Nancy's family and the public following the case, the lack of a breakthrough has only added to the frustration. Blanche acknowledged that reality when asked whether there was any new information to share. "I don't have any update. I don't. And I'm sorry to say that because I wish I had an update," he said. "And I know that this type of case is heartbreaking, especially when it plays out nationally, like this one has." Another troubling development emerged in June, when reports detailed the contents of 2 ransom notes sent to the Guthrie family. According to NBC News, one note claimed that Nancy had died and had been buried in nature. The note reportedly contained neither an apology nor a demand for payment in exchange for her body. A second note, according to TMZ, also contained no apology, but unlike the first, it did not acknowledge that Nancy was dead. Those details have added another layer of uncertainty to an already painful investigation, while the central question remains unanswered. What happened to Nancy Guthrie after she was last seen at home? For now, Blanche says the federal government remains committed to helping local investigators pursue that answer. And I share the grief and the frustration that you and your colleagues have, and the whole country has in this situation.